Let's try this one more again. I don't know, my phone said something didn't work, so. Once again, hello, greetings, salutations. Jeffrey Wilson, waiting on the champ. It said I could not complete my live video for whatever reason. Maybe it was because of the music, so I turned off the music. Still waiting on the champ. What's up, Lonnie Terry? What's up, gang? Just waiting on the champ to tune in. My first video, whatever, it didn't let me do it. What up, Bill Camper? A Facebook Live would not be a Facebook Live without my boy Sir William. Sir William. Alright, trying to get Pat in this bitch. Where you at, Patrick J? I added you to the thing. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well on this fine Monday evening. We said just waiting on Pat. What's up, John? I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. I was sick as hell last week, so I didn't really do much of anything, but I'm feeling a little bit better now. Still got a little phlegm, little snot rockets, but other than that, dude, doing really good. Doing really good. Yeah, just waiting on Pat to kind of fill everybody in on what's going on. We got some really cool news, dude, that everybody can participate in if they choose. There he is. There he is. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, the UFC Hall of Famer.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I don't see you, dude.
Well, I'm outside.
Oh, you're outside. Is that what it was, you think?
I literally had to go outside to get connected.
Damn. So, we got Pat Miletich in the Witness Protection Program tonight.
Yep. That's what I'm doing.
Talking a little smack. I feel weird.
You know, actually, along with the Witness Protection Program, I decided to walk outside and just pee in my backyard.
See? That's America, dude. That's freedom. Certain countries you could be beheaded for that.
Well, you know, as long as they don't see you
man.
and put you in jail.
Or they might come up and derb you off, dude. There's a serious proclivity for gentlemen that enjoy the company of other gentlemen over there in the Middle East. Not all of them, obviously, but it's pretty prevalent, dude. And I wonder why that is. Is it because like they have such like sexual repression going on in their religious doctrine? It's kind of like the Catholic Church, like the systemic stuff with the boys. What is that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think we need to go down that route.
It's all speculation.
I mean, look,
it's all speculation.
That's
sure.
Not speculation. Look, the Catholic Church is packed with gay pedophiles. At least 8,000 of them have been accused of molesting boys. So we don't need to go there.
Not that those things are mutually exclusive.
Same thing.
Yep. When you say gay pedophiles, of course you're not meaning doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. You can be gay and not be a pedophile. So before all the
absolutely,
before all the gays out there start tripping on us.
Yeah. I look. I'm not attacking gays in any way. I'm just saying that there are a lot of proven 8,000 documented grown men who have molested boys in the Catholic Church. So I was listening to my man Theo Vaughn's podcast today, and he was saying that he read somewhere, we're having a conversation with somebody, that gay dudes are becoming ambulance drivers to pick up dudes or something. I don't know. Sounds retarded. Anyway. We're not going there. We're not going there. We're not following those tangents, brother. We're too legit to follow those garbage tangents.
Too legit to quit. So today we had a little bit of some snafus. We had Dr. Jerome Corsi, author, scholar, researcher, conspiracy theorist. We had him scheduled today. I had, like everybody, our computer updates when it wants to.
Yeah, technical difficulties, and it is.
Had some technical difficulties. we rescheduled for next Monday. We
Right.
do have Ryan Dawson, the host of the ANC Report, the anti-neocon report, coming on tomorrow
Which is an
evening.
amazing show, by the way.
He's a really smart guy. We had him on last year for September 11th, but we're going to be
I
talking
think he's
Epstein
more than
September
smart.
11th.
I think he's more than smart. I think he's connected to even higher intel folks than I'm connected to.
He probably does have some ears
Oh,
that
he's got some ears, dude. He's got some ears out there.
he's been on like RT and different international news outlets. So yeah, I mean he's a
Right,
really smart
right.
cat. So we're gonna have an
So
interesting
let's
conversation
let's
with him.
talk positive stuff though. What do we got going on positive coming up for the holidays, Jeffrey?
Okay, hold on. Before we do that, can we at least? I want to ask everybody who's listening. We have several people listening here. So we've all heard of sperm banks, right? We all know what sperm banks are, and those are very,
You're
very
going to
legal.
actually do this. You're going to do this.
No, I'm actually very curious, champ. I'm very curious. It has nothing to do with you, but of course, because you're an elite athlete, you could be included in this. So,
Well, I
sperm
was
banks are
included in it with
I
prepositions
understand.
from
I'm trying
several
to
women.
limit. See, I was trying to limit your exposure. Now you just told you're on yourself, so that's fine.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I'm just curious. So we have sperm banks that are very legal. You can check off what you want, very much so customize your sperm that you get, that the ladies get. Is there something that you could do for elite athletes, like a Tom Brady or the the Manning boys, like $1 million a drop? Would that be legal to do like a customized elite?
Well, we're going
Not
to do
even
the
just
website. We're going to do the website. It's called stud.com.
outtostud.com.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. That's what I want to know. If anybody knows any legal people out there, would that be legal to like literally just do a company for elite actors, politicians, models, athletes, for a sperm bank? Just curious, asking for a friend.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was approached by a couple of women that were very successful, but they had no interest in getting married. And it was more or less, hey, would you donate your sperm so that I could have your kid? And I thought, this is not only bizarre for me to absorb, but more than anything, I thought there's a website that we could start for successful women who don't want to get married but want to have fucking great kids. And we could probably make a lot of money at this, right?
I'm thinking so. I was just wondering if was there any legal hangups. Like I said, I know sperm banks are completely legal, but like sperm banks for your
Well,
upper echelon of society.
I mean, I got offered 40 grand and 50 grand by two different women. I discussed it with my wife, and she looked at me, her jaw hit the floor, and went, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you actually considering this?" Like, no, that's not going to happen. Now,
Even if you didn't have to actually do the punching.
well, that's the thing. I mean, cryo freezing it and shipping it overseas or wherever it has to go. But, um, then you're now responsible, technically, if things go bad. Lawsuits have been handed out where
Well, yeah,
people
all
have to
that
pay
contractually
child
you can
support,
knock
right?
that out. Yeah,
Right?
no, you knocked out. Yeah, you get all that taken care of before any transaction even happens. All that contractual, who's obligated for this and who isn't obligated. But I'm just curious, legally, is it legally okay to make a company like this? I don't know.
Look, I think a website is stud.com. Let's do it.
My uncle, Danny
I'm not going
Wilson,
to
Uncle
donate.
Dan,
I'm
he
not
just
going to
said
donate, but
there is an elite sperm bank in Seattle, supposedly. One is already in existence, I guess.
okay, but we've got the real elites.
You're saying they're not going down up in the
uh,
Northwest?
uh, look, being a Jewish billionaire doesn't make you an elite, right? We're looking for
Is that
physical and mental specimens.
I don't know. I mean, that's what could be in this company in Seattle. I've never heard of it. It could be some badasses. Who knows, dude?
Bill
We
Camper
could be.
writes, "Great for your marriage."
Well, that's what I'm saying. These things would have to be agreed upon, right?
Yeah, yeah,
What about
yeah. So
JFK's
anyway,
firm?
let's move on to the positive stuff, brother.
That's
Um,
positive. That's potentially positive, but I feel you. Let's do
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Okay, we're helping the human strain. Okay, I get it.
Eugenics, dude. That's what they're doing anyway. Might as well, get your own little eugenics on. But
Right,
no,
right.
we had a great idea. We've been kind of kicking it around, and this is something
Had
every
we have not had
we
have.
well, I'm saying I was talking to Sam like a couple weeks ago. He was saying something about doing something similar, but okay, this is something everybody can do. Friends, family, farmers. This is everybody's something everybody can participate in. We all know Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has one of the most popular podcasts in the world. And him, every October, they do a sober October. Him, Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, and I think that might be it. So they do a sober October, and it's basically see who can get in the best shape. And I think it's basically a weight loss thing. But so what we're gonna do is something very similar, but it's not a competition with
No, it's
any.
not
We're not
even
in
remotely
competition with each other.
similar. It's not even remotely similar at all.
It's
At all.
it's elevating your game. What these guys are doing with sober October, they're not drinking, they're not smoking, they're getting themselves in shape. So they're
Which
elevating
is
their
great.
games,
It's great.
which
It's
is
great.
for that's what I'm saying. It's so this is Pat is like to call it, and I like to call it too, because at any given moment you never know it can pop off. So you want to be a hard to kill. You want to be a hard target, like I told my daughter in karate class. You want to be an easy target or a hard target. You want to be a hard target. So we're going to do a hard to kill holiday challenge beginning on November 1st until essentially the
Right.
beginning of the new year. So whatever your objective is, if your objective is to lose weight and you want to participate in this challenge, then you have to show basically like once a week. We're gonna make probably a Facebook page where people could post stuff of your progress, workouts,
Well, just
the
tag us.
scale.
Just tag us in your tag you or I or the Conspiracy Farm
Yeah,
on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
there we
everything
go.
else.
We could do that.
In terms of look, your progress of look, we're not going to get fat during the holidays. We're going to get in great shape, and we're going to do great things for um, our families and our friends. And more than anything else, Jeff, um, look, I've dealt with two suicides in my family, my two oldest brothers. Um, it has been tough in years past as far as the holidays go. So for me, I think it's important. There's a lot of veterans out there, man, who have PTSD. There's a lot of people out there who are suffering from recent deaths of family members who are going to go through holidays. And there is depression, there is suicide, there is a lot of tough times. And I think it's time for us to create a family with those people because I know their pain. I know their pain, and you know their pain. And I think we're all going to get in great shape. We're going to be a family together. We're going to get physically, mentally, and spiritually strong together, no matter what your spiritual strength comes from. Doesn't matter what religion you come from or where it comes from, but we're going to do it together, and we're going to help people. And that's look, man, we've got to do a service for our fellow man, and
Well,
that's
and as everyone
ultimately
says,
what we have to do.
be the change you want to see in the world. So that's ultimately what
Yes,
this is about, man. It's a hard to kill holiday challenge from November to basically January 1st. Anybody and everybody can participate in it. And see, otherwise we were going to think like with Joe Rogan, they're in competition with each other. And of course, competition's cool, but bettering oneself is definitely,
that's
one
all
of
we
the
care
best
about, man.
competitions.
Is you as an individual getting better. That's all that matters, man.
And
Just
whatever it is, like I said, if it's losing
you
weight,
walked
lose
you
weight.
walked
If it's
more
eating
miles
better,
today. You yes, you ate better food. You did something for someone else. This is a ripple effect idea that I think is bigger by far than either of us.
I think so too. I think so too. And it's preempting the whole holiday season with New Year's resolutions.
Right.
Before you even get to your New Year's resolution, if you decide to participate in this challenge, you're already 2 months in. Or yeah, so Again, this is going to drop November. We're going to be doing more about it. We're going to be putting it out there more as it gets closer to November 1st. But anybody and everybody can participate in it. And as you gauge your progress, like Pat said, tag us on Twitter, tag us on Facebook, either the Conspiracy Farm page or our individual pages.
Right.
But yeah, I think this is something that could really help us all do. Because, like you said, suicides do spike during the holidays. A lot of people go through stuff. And
a lot of people, man, we got to stop it. We've got to stop it. Especially with, especially with veterans and look, every holiday, I'll be honest, every holiday that rolls around, I remember my brothers. I'm depressed. It's just the way it is. I wish I still had them with me, but ultimately, we have to climb above that, and we have to become each other's family. And I call it the island of the misfit toys, right? All the people
of the misfit toy.
Yeah, we're all part of the island of the misfit toys, man.
Absolutely.
We're none of us are perfect. We're all broken, and
we're all
man,
damaged goods.
It's all about taking care of each other, is what it comes down to.
Absolutely, absolutely. And almost like the theme of everything combat, because life is a fight, transcending those obstacles which potentially could hold us back, but the choice is ours to become our higher self, live that best life. Despite these things, deaths in our lives, sickness, illness, loss of loved ones, horrible habits. People think the older they get, man, I could never lose the weight. I could never change now. I'm too old. That's horseshit, dude.
We can all do it.
It is in the moment. In the moment of decision where your destiny is formed, dude, and all it takes is really flipping that switch, dude. I've had my switch flipped in certain aspects. That's why I'm here doing this with Pat and believing in myself and that I can do it. But I think this challenge here, man, for everybody, the Hard to Kill holiday challenge could be really, really cool, man. I think it could be really cool.
It's going to be cool. It's going to be a nationwide trend. I think we're going to get millions of people involved, and we're going to do great things for a lot of people.
I like your optimism. Millions, he said. Millions.
Millions. It should be millions. And everyone will share it, I'm sure, because we're going to ask people to share it. And look, everyone out there who's hurting during the holidays, and look, man, my wife just lost her brother and her father last year. I know she's going to be hurting this year. I already know that. And there are millions of people who are going to be dealing with the same thing. And that's, what? It's okay. It's okay, because we're going to go ahead and carry on, and we're going to do great things together. We're all going to get in better shape. We're going to pick up a new skill, decide to learn something new. I want to learn how to weld. I want to take a class how to weld, right? Something.
You should hit up my boy Tom Jarrett, dude. My boy Tom Jarrett, he owns a welding company in town. I'll link you guys up. But yeah, dude. And like I said, whatever it is, whether it's depression from suicides or just increasing quality of life, dude, this is a great opportunity for people to really kind of seize an opportunity to, like you said, learn, expand, get out of our comfort zone.
Right. Especially, and especially for, think of how many hundreds of thousands of veterans that have PTSD. Man, jump on board with us. Let's do something cool. Let's do something cool. Let's get back in shape. Let's dump the meds down the toilet. Let's eat pure food, greens, chemicalfreebody.com will help you do that. And let's do something amazing for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Americans. And let's break free from this misery, right?
Well, absolutely, man. Again, increasing quality of life. And another huge thing that we, it's not about competition with each other. It really makes us accountable for ourselves and our quality of life, dude. Everybody, I almost have jokingly around June or July, we'll make a Facebook post like, how's everybody's New Year's resolution going? And no one really answers because everyone's, it's by the wayside by that point. And it's such a joke.
The new shoe crew, as your brother calls them.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, we're not getting in, even if whatever age you are. It's not even about being old. It's about increasing your quality of life. We know the foods, if you're listening to the Conspiracy Farm, we talk about all the time, the commercial food industry is poisoning us. And then
Yes.
they send us
Yeah.
to then they send us to these doctors that are, just
Giving
buried
us
in billions of
pharmaceuticals.
dollars, giving us more toxins. I mean,
Right.
so we
Right.
really just have to take overall responsibility, whether for our health and our quality of life. Because like Pat was saying earlier when we started, our kids need us, dude, and we need to be able to live a good quality of life. But for all of us who
Exactly.
have kids as well,
Yeah.
we need to be there
Yeah.
for our kids, man.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be popping. I was having a conversation. The little Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday pill containers, like that's just happening to people earlier and earlier in life.
Well,
That's very
mine,
unfortunate.
I do have a couple of those, and they're nothing but supplements, right?
Well, yeah, you can
There
have
are
them, but
no
yeah,
pharmaceuticals in any of those for me. And, my goal in life is to go to the grave having never taken a pharmaceutical product, right? So I think most Americans should aspire to the same thing. Number one. Two, um, try to explain that to their fellow Americans. And look, if people do not buy the product, well, the corporations will die. They'll go away. They'll stop poisoning America. And, it is what it is. But look, it has to start with what we're doing, this movement.
yeah. Well, I mean, supply and demand. If there was no demand, there'd be no supply. If we stopped taking it, like you said, and that would that would begin to eliminate the billions of dollars that this pharmaceutical money has in politics, because we've all
Right.
heard the term military industrial complex. Nowadays I call it the military industrial pharmaceutical telecommunication complex. That's how much money there is in the system now. You're talking billions, if not trillions of dollars. And we've talked about it on the show too. These kids, man, they're getting thrown on Ritalin and all this shit before they're 8, 9 years old, just
Oh,
screwing
dude, it's
people's
happening at
brains.
4 or 5 years old. It's out
This
of
is by
control.
design, in my opinion. This is by design. This is all eugenics plan. We could get deeper into it. We don't need to. But I mean, again, their eugenics plan doesn't work if we get wise to what their plan is. And
Right, right.
you can't ever fix a problem.
Eat organic food. Um, look, if I'm still a meat eater, okay, but I'm cutting back more and more and more and going more to the organic plant-based diet. And I can tell you, it is helping with my mental clarity and my physical well-being, and that's something that has to be done. I think for the most part by everybody. Um, I'm not I'm not dictating any diet to anybody, but I can tell you that genetically modified grains need to be thrown out in the garbage. All the cold cereals, all the pastas, all the breads, that aren't gluten free. It's creating problems within the body. It's creating a lot of friction.
So again, it's up to us to kind of put a stop in that revolving door of eating garbage from the commercial. I mean, I eat my share of garbage too, but I'm at least more conscious about what I eat. So it's like stop with the intaking the food, and then thusly that gives us the pharmaceutical and have to be on all the drugs. And they have less power over us, man. But
Right,
we
right.
got to get at least
And
halfway educated. And
for
we have to
me,
give a shit too. Like we talk about with Tim James, head of Chemical Free Body. We have to begin to give a fuck. If we don't give a fuck, then none of this conversation matters to
right.
people. But if
So
you
we'll talk.
happen to give a fuck,
We're gonna have during this process, we're gonna have Tim James on. Tim James from chemicalfreebody.com, who's gonna help all of you who want to purify your bodies. And I can tell you, look, I mean, just this past week, I did a double show weekend. I don't know if you know, the rare few who have done a double show weekend on a Friday night, Saturday night. I did a show in Salt Lake City on Saturday night for Mark Cuban's Access TV, and then had to jump on a plane, fly to Hartford, Connecticut, and do a show right after I got off the plane for the UFC Fight Pass. But
how'd
I
that
can tell
go?
you, it's very draining. It's very draining,
I saw
and
you doing that.
I did drink my greens to revive
Hell
myself.
yeah.
But I can tell you, dude, when I got home, because of the travel schedule and everything else, I'm still recovering. I had not slept in, well, we'll just say basically 2 days, 3 days. Not real sleep. I had not had any
No.
real sleep. And I'm doing a broadcast with someone that I do not know. I'm not familiar with his broadcast technique. But we got through it, did our thing, had our fun. It was amazing. But I can tell you that my lack of sleep over the past 20 years is very real, right? As a coach, as an athlete, and a broadcaster, I've gone many weeks with, a couple hours of sleep, doing things. So
Well,
that's
and that could be on
life.
somebody's
That's
list.
life.
That could be something that people have on their hard to kill holiday list is they want to sleep better because our boy Tim James and we all know when you don't sleep right and you are suffering from sleep deprivation, that's when you can get sicker. I mean, that's sleep
Oh yeah,
deprivation has all
absolutely.
kinds of bad shit.
Dude, do you
So
do
check
you,
this
do
out.
you
Hold on, let me read
wait,
this to
no,
you.
Jeff, are you
Yeah,
realizing who just jumped on this broadcast to listen?
nope.
Do you see
Bill
the
Camper's
name at the
been here.
bottom? Do you see the name at the bottom?
Bill Camper.
No, keep going.
I can't, that's all. That's the last one I see. Who is
Well,
it? This
maybe he's not a friend of yours. Lang McGowan,
I don't know who that is.
Jaoma Lang, and dude, Lang B. McGowan. You don't know who Lang B. McGowan is?
I don't.
One of the
Should I? Why?
scariest boxers on the Davenport Boxing Club in history. Are you
Oh
kidding me?
shit. I do not, dude. I do not.
Lang
Forgive
B
me.
was I was terrified of that guy.
Is he
Terrified
Vietnamese?
of
Lang B. It sounds like a Asian, like Southeast Asian name.
him. No, you remember Jaoma, right?
Nope.
You don't remember Jaoma McGowan.
No. Is this Quad City stuff?
Lang B just jumped on. Lang B's even scarier than Jaoma.
Well, welcome,
Right.
Lang. I appreciate
I
you,
I
brother.
tell you
Sorry.
what, buddy. I tell you what, buddy.
I'll...
Those are the only guys that drop people with body shots in street fights, and they did it just to have fun.
Davenport's pumped out some fucking monsters, dude. Antoine Eccles, Michael Nunn, Minion
Yeah, the
Boxing Club.
McGowan brothers were the shit, buddy. I love those guys. I love you. Langs, thanks for jumping on, buddy. I love you.
So check this out as it relates back to pharma. Big pharma equals big win in California about 20 minutes ago. They
Right.
just passed mandatory vaccines, mandatory drugs for babies from womb to tomb, big pharma.
So now we have to discuss. I mean, we've got to go that route in terms of homeschooling. People have to move their kids to homeschooling or leave the state. And we already know that all the state politicians in California have been paid and bought by pharmaceutical companies, right?
Yep.
They're all bought
See,
and
this
paid
is what
for.
I'm
Otherwise, they
talking.
wouldn't have voted
That's
for
a
this. They are
yes,
voting
dude.
for the money. They're not voting for their constituents.
No,
All the
no,
constituents in California better rise up, man.
they won't. You know they won't. And that's such a dangerous precedent, dude. When they start demanding medical procedures on our kids, dude, come on. That's how people are going to start getting fucked up, man. You can't do that with people, man. You can't.
Right.
People
Well,
aren't. There's
our
in
friend George
California they might,
Pardos.
but
Well, we have to go back to the episode where Del Bigtree and George Pardos did a debate, and George Pardos was sold enough on the points that Del Bigtree brought up, where he decided to start testing at the University of Missouri, and they have found that basically 10% of society is allergic to vaccines. It will give them a variety of symptoms from either, ADHD or autism symptoms all the way to grand mal seizures and death.
yeah, Guillain Barre, a bunch of stuff.
So now we are going to be marked individuals for standing up for people who want freedom.
Well, and just not wanting the government to dictate to people that they have to have certain procedure. That's I mean, months ago when whatever doing this show, we said that one show we did, we're like, we are just an outbreak away from mandatory vaccinations, and literally the next day in New York, they said people were banned for certain areas. So I mean, now it's just measles or wherever else. But look at what's happening supposedly over in Africa with Ebola, dude. We are one. I think it could easily be a slippery slope, man. I know California is kind of a outlier as it relates to politics, but some of these states let something break out, man, and they're gonna have our kids, man. They're gonna force us, and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, people aren't gonna go for it, man. With people like Pat and I and other people, I'm not saying we know it all as it relates to immunology and all this other shit, but like Pat just said, there is something to this causation link between vaccines and certain abnormalities, whatever they happen to be.
Well,
and so parents like us who choose to opt out. What's going to happen to parents like us who choose to opt out? Who's not even like, you're not doing that to my kid. Sorry. Great, they can kick them out of school, and like you said, you can do homeschooling. But is there anything going to be more punitive outside of that as a public health threat? I don't care. Don't put them in our schools, but you still are going to vaccinate your kids as a possible mitigation of a threat to the larger community. Is that possible?
Right. Well, you look. I won't.
NWO population control. You are right, Brandon.
I won't speak for my kids or anyone else's kids, but I will say this. If I decide to not vaccinate my kids, ultimately, when the state says you have to have diseases injected into your children, or they cannot be educated, now we've got a real rub. We got a real rub. Okay.
Yeah.
That's when the shit hits the fan. When you tell me my kids have to be injected, I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot you. Okay? That's the way it's going to be. Period. You're not going to take my children from me. You're not the state that will control my children. This is not the Nazi state. And I will put a bullet in your fucking ass if you tell me I have to. And that's the way it's going to be. And if you tell me in any way, shape, or form, if anybody watching this who has children who can tell me I'm wrong for saying that I will shoot anyone who tries to do this to my kid, you're fucking retarded. Okay? Am I right?
Yeah. No, I mean, you're in fuck, bro. I mean, you have an obligation
if you try to stick a needle in my kid's arm with a disease that they're not already immune to, because nobody's taken a titers test. Doctors don't even know what a titers test is. They're retarded. Nobody's been educated on how things work. And you're going to tell me that it's mandatory that my kids get inoculated for diseases that, well, don't exist anymore, number one. Two, they're already immune to, because if you took a genetic titers test of my kids, they're probably already immune to it. I'll fucking shoot you. I will shoot you. Dead. On the spot. I will protect my kids that way. And every parent better start thinking that way right now, in a very extreme way, bro.
Well, like you just said, man, the doctors who are administering this stuff, they don't even fucking know, dude. The whole notion of informed consent is just completely illusory. It's not even real. They have no clue. Like you said, some people don't even know about taking titers tests.
Dude, I've asked
what you're genetically predisposed to or not.
Dude, I've asked 10 medical doctors if they know what a titers test is, and they have no fucking clue. They've never even heard of it. So fuck them. Right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. And it's just so, again, man, this becomes such a slippery slope, because after that episode, when I said we're one outbreak away, and then in that city in New York, you know, I agree with you, Pat. But when the law becomes, you now are a public threat, public safety threat, because you aren't taking this stuff. You know what I mean?
I have no idea what a public threat is.
But that's how they'll scare the shit out of people. You know what I mean? They're being out. You know, it's that same Hegelian dialectic. You know what I mean? They create the
Yeah.
problem, we
Yeah.
react, and then they create the problem they create the solution for the problem that they created. And
Right.
what the American people don't know is what makes it the American people, dude. If the authorities say it, then they'll just do it. And then like, oh yeah, people like you and I become literally a threat to the public because we're gonna get other people's kids sick. Well, I thought your kid
Yeah.
was vaccinated already. So how's your kid gonna get sick if your kid's already vaccinated?
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
not an
They're fucking
expert, but
retarded.
it's a slippery slope, and it makes
Yeah.
sense that California is the first state to go down this route.
Well,
Mandatory
California's done,
vaccines in
dude. It's not.
California.
Look, California didn't go down this route because of liberalism. They went down this route because they were all paid off as politicians.
For
So let's
sure.
get that straight.
That's how it'll be in every state when it happens because the money in politics is absolutely it's like again, it's on the level of weapons contracting. You're talking billions of dollars, dude.
As Tim James just pointed out, that Oregon tried to do the same thing, and they had such an outrage amongst citizens, they had to vote it down. And thank God it was down. But people are becoming more educated, and people need to go to chemicalfreebody.com/farmer.
You're breaking up a little bit, but I heard you.
People need to go to chemicalfreebody.com/farmer and get the gut cleanse and get the greens and start to purify
The
their body.
greens, dude. The greens,
Right?
ladies and gentlemen. Green 85, dude. I mean, just even before you even go, just go look at it and research what green 85 is. It's like greens
It's
on
all
steroids.
sprouted. Every sprouted
Oh,
green
dude.
you can imagine.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so pay attention to that, ladies and gentlemen, what the ripple effects of that law being passed in California, because coming to a town near you, I can almost guarantee you.
Well, just somebody better do some background checks on who's funding their campaigns and expose these people.
Yeah. Again, man, it's really fucked up how much pharmaceutical money is in politics to keep to have this kind of stuff go down. Because like you said, it goes beyond political ideology, left or right. If you're getting the money, if the money's coming your way, you'll vote for it. That's just kind of how politics is.
So
Kind of like
Ashley,
war being a racket.
Ashley just posted. She said, "Totally agree. I homeschooled previously, so never had the issue. But now they are in a private school and they are required to sign documents stating that I abstain from vaccines due to religion. Never aligned them, but never signed them, but been kicked out or never been kicked out. They need the student count." I would say, look, we're in a
It differs
state
on
that
what state
allows.
you're in too.
We're
Yeah.
we're we're still in a state, Ashley, that allows um, the religious exemption. So keep doing that. So
Here
it's
in
yeah.
Missouri, that's what I would do with my daughter when she was in school, my oldest daughter anyway. You could have a religious exemption, a medical exemption, or even kind of just like a philosophical, like, no, I don't want to do it. So they at least gave Missouri, at least, give it to them as far however.
Well, I've now gotten to the point where I told myself I would never run for public office, but now I've gotten to the point where I'm ready to do it. Jeff. Solely on
I'm
the
your
purpose.
campaign manager, dude.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. But I'm ready to run for office based on vaccine exemptions, based on executions of pedophiles and child murderers, and a few other really big points to keep society together, dude.
Well, especially in
To keep
Iowa,
insanity.
as we see,
I'm
Iowa is
ready. I'm
number
ready to
7.
execute. I'm ready to execute every pedophile and human trafficker that ever walked the planet in this state. But because
Well,
Iowa,
yeah.
I was told many years ago that Iowa, if pedophiles and child murderers were caught in Iowa, that they would figure out any way they could to charge them federally because Iowa laws were so laxed on allowing these people to walk free. And I'm telling you right now, man, I have 3 young daughters. You have daughters. Anybody hurts my child, man, you're done. You're done. Any human being who would prey on a child needs to go away for life, or go away via hanging or uh, shooting squad, or however we deem it necessary, brother. And if
Well, and
anybody disagrees with that, you got a fucking problem. Okay,
right.
you got a
No, you
fucking problem.
absolutely do. Well,
Yeah.
and this debate's kind of a larger conversation we're going to have here in the subsequent weeks with Ryan, and we're going to have talking more about Epstein. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how much. I mean, I know the
So
story's gone away.
Sorry, Bill had to do as a military kid all the vaccines. Now
Yeah, I
we
saw
know.
that.
Now we know why you're so fucked up, Bill. Now we know why you're so fucked up. So we can still
I like
save you,
Bill.
Bill. We can still save you, Bill.
I like Bill. Bill's a good guy.
I love Bill. Bill's a great guy. Bill's a great guy.
No, but like I was saying, getting to the pedophile stuff, we are going to, in the next few episodes, go deeper into Epstein. Because as if child trafficking and human trafficking wasn't bad enough, ladies and gentlemen, these motherfuckers are so ensconced in the very black market economy we talk about all the time on the show, of trading in people, guns, arms, body parts, and utilizing financial institutions like HSBC or BCCI or other banks to wash
They're
these
running their banking through all of it, dude.
trillions of dollars. And check this out. Everyone's been hearing about Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand gal, apparently, as far as soliciting and facilitating getting these girls for him. Her sister, Christine Maxwell, was the head of a company, a technology company, a data systems company called Chiliad Inc. In 2004, Chiliad Inc.'s software went into the FBI's counterterrorism databases, as well as the CIA and the NSA, ladies and gentlemen. So these people who are very, very closely linked to Jeffrey Epstein, if you start looking into the Maxwells, Ghislaine Maxwell,
he was funding all of it. They were funding
Roger Maxwell, he was an operative for a foreign country and stuff. This stuff goes so freaking deep. So far beyond just child trafficking.
Monitored. We're being tagged, monitored, and followed by all these people.
And they're developing more and more software to do that very thing, and then even begin to engage in possible pre-crime.
MIT, Brown University, MIT, all of them, they're resigning because they're connected to these programs, correct?
Well, this even goes back to Aaron Swartz. Aaron Swartz, the founder of Reddit and basically RSS feeds, he hacked into the MIT Media Labs back in the day and found a whole bunch of shit and actually got sentenced to prison. But before he actually started serving his time, he committed suicide. And this was the MIT Media Labs. And this was years ago. And like Pat just said, the guy at the MIT Media Labs just resigned 2 days ago because of his ties to Epstein. I mean, I'm not going to get too deep into it. I mean, I just did a little bit, but it goes so far back and it's so deep. So many names. Epstein absolutely had to die. It wasn't just about protecting the blackmail operation for children and stuff. This is across the board gangster
the
shit
kids,
that these guys are allowed.
As you and I talked about, the kids are the least of their worries right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's still great blackmail material, but now they're finding, I mean, people have pulled that Epstein thread and literally it's going so deep and it's rippling back to guys. Larry Summers, the former head of Harvard, the former Secretary of Treasury under Bill Clinton, Bill Richardson, and it's not even just right left. I mean, this is
Bill
so
Richardson
deep where all this goes.
Is a fucking pedophile. The former governor of New Mexico is a fucking pedophile.
And he's on the board of this company called Genie Energy, which is based out of New Mexico.
Tell him to file a lawsuit against us for calling him a pedophile. Because the records will come out. He won't file a lawsuit against us for calling him a pedophile. Because the records will come out that will prove, well, he's a pedophile, right?
Richardson, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That his name comes out in these documents the day before Jeffrey Epstein dies, and you don't hear shit about it since he died. You hear more about Antonio Brown and his fucking football helmet than you hear about Bill Richardson's ties to Jeffrey Epstein.
Bill Camper's like, are you guys still on the Epstein was killed by Mossad or kidnapped? Well, Bill, let's be honest. It's very possible because we know Ghislaine Maxwell, her father was a high-level Mossad operative. That's pretty much documented. That, yeah, it was a honeypot operation by Mossad. Pretty fucking simple, bro. Pretty simple to figure that out.
Again, his job wasn't just the honeypot blackmail shit. He was washing dough, was a part of stuff. I mean, the guy had a Saudi passport. I mean, it goes so very deep.
Oh, he was doing everything.
And he's just one. He was doing everything, but he was just one of so many who were involved in this shit. If anybody had to die, it was freaking Jeffrey Epstein, because this, again, goes beyond just the kids, dude. This is that network. This is that black market network of arms, gun. Dude, this goes back to the Iran-Contra shit. Cocaine. I mean, we're going to get into it with Ryan Dawson. Somebody mentioned Ryan a minute ago, and we're going to get into it with him. And
well, think about
you'll know why. You'll know why this is no longer in the news. You'll know why they killed him and buried this shit quick as fuck.
Think about just, a recent past guest that we had on, Chris Peranto, Tonto Peranto, who confirmed our beliefs for many years when we talked about funding ISIS through Libyan channels. And he took it through, basically confirmed all of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they do. They arm and train these proxy forces to destabilize certain areas. That's what we've said before. Warfare is never going to be how it used to be. Like, we line up over here, they line up over here. Everything is asymmetric now, whether covert ops, financial shit.
Right.
I mean, warfare takes place very, very different now.
Yeah. I
mean, Bill Camper, I don't know. No, he said something about being able to prove it. You know, you've heard of plausible deniability, Bill, and I'm not saying that condescendingly.
No. Hold on. Stop. When Bill says your ability to prove it, when you have a spec ops CIA officer like Peranto on your show, which we had, who confirmed what we said the entire time for 5 fucking years.
No, prove Epstein. Prove Epstein killed himself. That's what he was talking about. Proving Epstein killed himself is what he was talking about.
No, fucking Epstein didn't kill himself.
Right. Well, that's what he's saying about proof that somebody else did do it.
Okay, now let me throw this out there, because number one, I haven't slept hardly at all for 3 days. Okay, I've been on the road constantly.
That's a little loopy.
But I still have enough.
It's not impossible, Bill. It's not.
I still have enough common sense to figure out what Epstein did. Epstein, being a billionaire, am I going to pay money to my attorneys to get me killed, or am I going to pay my attorneys to turn off all the cameras and have all the guards go to sleep so that my body can get switched out with somebody else? I've got the money to pay you and you and you and you $10 million a piece so I can walk free and end up in South America, right? I'm not going to pay to fucking kill myself when I'm a billionaire. I'm not going to do it. So stop with the Epstein's dead stuff, okay? I'm not.
You think he's still alive?
I'm not.
You think?
I 100% guarantee he's still alive. And I think a TV show, I think that Tim Kennedy should start a show that says Hunting Epstein.
Well, listen, I definitely think it's within the realm of possibility. I just think they needed him dead because of all the stuff he knows. It's definitely, dude, everything we know and everything that goes on.
Be dead.
Look, I understand.
Ehud Barak went to visit him. Trust me, they planned his escape.
And Ehud Barak is a part, and we're going to get into this with our conversation with Ryan and other Epstein conversations. This company called Carbine 911 is one of these tech companies that gets into all the shit I'm talking about pre-crime, but that's for another show. But no, absolutely. I mean, any of this shit is possible. I mean, Bill Camper or anybody. Do you guys remember? And she's involved in a lot of this too. Her name was Jan Palfrey. They called her the DC Madam. She had shit on everybody. She literally was the Heidi Fleiss of DC. Dick Cheney, a bunch of people. She goes on Alex Jones, and she goes on a bunch of different radio shows, reiterating over and over, I will not kill myself. I'm not going to kill myself. The next day, after one of her last radio broadcasts, she's found hanging at her mother's house in her garage. This is what I mean. Come on, that's why it's so a joke about being suicided, et cetera, et cetera. Bill Camper, you ask, is it possible he killed himself? Absolutely, it's possible. What's more probable, though? That's really what you got to ask. And
Right, right.
will we ever be able to prove it? Probably not, because like Pat said, and we all know, the guards fell asleep, the cameras didn't work. It was a fucking Keystone Cop operation.
Hey, G,
You know what I mean?
hey, let me know when you've seen the funeral, number one. Two, the body. Um, have the names of the guards been released? Of course they haven't. Um, I mean, come on. Let's be honest. It's a work, brother. It's a work.
It is quite, dude. I again, having done show prep and research on this Epstein shit over these last week, several weeks, anything is fucking possible, because all they keep talking about in the news, which is important, by God, it really is, the trafficking of young girls and human beings. That shit needs to be shut down. But this goes so much deeper than that. This shit goes back to like Jack Parsons and JPL and NASA and MIT, and I mean, there's all these different tech
huge.
companies.
It's huge.
It's
look,
absolutely huge.
We're gonna talk Zionism, which is not anti-Jew, anti-Semitic. We're gonna get into that, the Zionism movement, and a lot of the stuff that's going on as far as compromising U.S. politicians, which they've done. They own them all. Their decisions are made based on the compromising situations that these people have been put in, and it is what it is. Look, I know if I run for a political office in the future, I know the dirt they have on me already. I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that. But I know that if they try to invite me to a party in Washington, D.C., I'm not fucking going.
Handing you a drink. Here, Pat, drink this.
Yeah,
You'll feel great.
Exactly.
This Danny Nab said Pat went Machiavelli on this. We didn't see that coming. What the hell are you talking about? That's what this show is all about. How Machiavelli and all of this shit is, that we think that we look at as reality.
We're spot on everything we've said for the past
this is
5
Machiavelli
years. Everything we've said has come true. Look, you can doubt me all you want, but you can go back through our track record and prove that everything we've said, that's what backs us up. We stand behind everything we say because it's all fucking come true.
See, that's a bold statement. I don't even remember what I said 15 minutes ago, and you're saying go back and look at 3 years worth of show. I might have said something. I might have said something.
Dude, 3 years ago, we were talking about Epstein and raping children.
I know. Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't check out episode 1. Like our episode 1, I mean, we could almost do that episode today.
Bill Camper, everything. Ruth Gator Binsberg. Okay, Bill. Let's talk Ruth Gator.
I love Bill, dude.
Let's talk the notorious RBG. Okay. You're pathetic, dude. You're pathetic. The fact that Democrats are doing anything they can to keep a 90-year-old woman alive with pancreatic cancer that is 4% survivable, which tells me even the healthiest person on the planet can't survive pancreatic cancer. And then they send out a report that says it was treated. Her cancer was treated. What? I didn't even know the language for it. But look, it wasn't corrected. If you had any dignity in America, in your American existence, you would understand that RBG needs to step down and someone else needs to be appointed. And it proves that how politicized the Supreme Court has become, that people who were supposed to decipher and analyze the Constitution based on freedom have now been politicized. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg herself has criticized Trump to no ends. Look, dude, I hope she stays alive. I hope she stays alive as long as fucking possible, so that you can't use the sympathy card to try and hold up a new nomination, because it's quite pathetic what's going on. It's quite pathetic. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is ultimately useless to the United States of America and to the Supreme Court. And I mean, besides her liberal leanings or socialist leanings, um, is still useless to you and I. So stop fucking being
It
a
has gotten
shitbag.
it definitely it really has gotten to a weekend at Bernie's kind of status right now with her. Dude, somebody just wrote, Michaela Gabrielli wrote, Bill, like, I love you, but he wrote, I just took a huge bill. Now my whole house smells like Bill Camper.
And you know what? Honestly, Bill, we don't know she's not dead. And if she is dead, hey, God rest her soul. But
I
if she's still alive, she should fucking resign. Stop being an asshole, Bill. Agree with me and say, yes, you have pancreatic cancer, you're 90 years old, you're fucking useless. Step aside and let somebody else get appointed.
Hey,
So stop
let
being
me
a
ask you,
fucking moron.
let me pull a move on you here. Let me pull a Jeopardy. Who is a recent survivor of stage 3 or 4 pancreatic cancer? Doot, doot, doot. Who is Alex Trebek? He just survived pancreatic cancer. So it's possible.
Yeah, well, okay. She's 90, bro. Stop
Oh
it.
no,
It's a
no, like I said,
4% survival rate. Stop it.
it's a weekend at Bernie's scenario they got going on. But I mean, they lost, but they got Kavanaugh put in, and I think Roberts. So they if they get another conservative in there, then the Supreme Court's locked in for the next, quite a
Oh,
while.
40 years, brother. We
Yeah.
control it for 40 years. Thank God, right? Keep it away from the Marxists for 40 years. They are losing their minds. And I think they will not stop at attempted executions of assassinations of Trump, but also Supreme Court justices.
Well, again, like I said to you a while ago, and we've always gone back and forth on this: is Trump a white hat, et cetera, et cetera. But look, the Patriot Act is still law. NDAA 1 and 2 is still law. They can still snatch you up and definitely
Oh, they'll
detain
scoop
you,
us up in a heartbeat.
assassinate you
They'll
without a
scoop
look.
us up,
But
up in a heartbeat.
my point
And
is,
Bill, thank you for you surviving cancer, brother. I
these
forgot
should have
about
been
that.
some of the
Good job,
these
Billy.
should these should have been some of the first laws if he was the super white hat, and the strict constitutionalist should have rescinded almost immediately. 15 different intelligence agencies came out on 9/11, and the way they can monitor us, and you know what I'm saying? Like I said, NDAA 1 and 2, they can propagandize American citizens, they can arrest you without legal representation. I mean, we got some work to do still. If this dude's a white hat, man, we got some work to do still.
Right.
Bill Camper. We got to do an episode with Bill Camper.
I think that'd be fun. I think it'd be
That
fun.
would be awesome. I
Yeah.
actually spoke with him on the phone when we were talking about booking gigs or booking venues for Chicago. I mean, he's a regular dude. Lives where I used to hang out in the old Chi-Town.
I don't think he'd show up for the questioning.
It would just be a conversation, questioning like we're the fucking
Right.
like we're
Absolutely.
Torquemada, the Grand
Absolutely.
Inquisitor over here.
All right. So in closing, we're gonna do the look.
Hard to Kill Holiday Challenge.
Hard to
Everybody,
kill holiday challenge, man. All the people that are dealing with loss during the holidays, the PTSD from the soldiers, everything else. That's the main thing. Is
whatever it is, weight loss,
we're
depression.
all gonna spend November and December getting in great shape and doing great things for each other and bonding with each other, and we're all gonna become each other's family. That's the main thing, right?
The tribe.
We're gonna create our own tribe and our own family. I remember going to this will be a great story, so I'll tell you the story. Um, my oldest brother and I went to my brother Bill, who's deceased. He committed suicide. My brother Bill and Tom. So people know, Bill and Tom were idols of mine. My oldest brothers. Um, they were as children molested by a Catholic priest, but they were bigger than life to me. Those guys lived a huge life. My oldest brother, Bill, was a multimillionaire by the time he was 23, 24 years old. My brother, Tom, was an Air Force pilot in his early 20s. Things went haywire. They didn't cope with their demons well. And, I don't have to go into details as far as how their suicides happened. But it crushed me. And I can tell you that during the holidays, things got tough for me. And everything combined with their suicides and a lot of other things made me drive and strive to make my mom smile again. That's why I won a world title. The whole reason behind me winning a world title was to see my mother smile again. And it was a very, very big driving force in my life. But it still didn't remove the misery of the holidays, So
Right.
I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to deal with the same misery. People who've just died. My wife just lost her brother and her dad last year. I know that this holiday is going to be tough. And I know there's a lot of other people, man, a lot of military folks suffering from PTSD and friends who have died. And you know what? So we're gonna do this for them. We're all
Yeah.
gonna do this. We're all gonna get in better shape. We're all gonna physically, mentally, and spiritually bond together as a family, and we're gonna grow, man. We're gonna grow, and we're gonna do the right thing, and help
We're
these
gonna level
people.
up,
And
baby.
look, and
We're gonna
think
level
about it.
up.
Look, yes, we're gonna level up, and if we can get anybody, I don't care if it's one person, through the holidays without committing suicide, and understand that we love you, and that we all have love for each other. That's all that matters, brother. That's all that matters.
Yeah, for
Right?
sure.
Right?
The
So
holidays
that's
can be
really what
tough.
this comes down to.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we take off, just so everybody knows, starting November 1st, we're calling it Hard to Kill Holiday Challenge. Hard to kill because, it's kind of a metaphor, you know what I mean? It's we're just trying to level up. We're trying to be the best us, living our best life, whatever it
Right.
is, weight loss, eating habits, et cetera, et cetera. Like Pat just said, man, the holidays are a very tough time, but this could be a great, healthy distraction for us as we all try to make ourselves the best us
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah.
What's up,
Yeah.
cousin Michael Payne, former Iowa Hawkeye, basketball superstar Michael Payne joining us. Feel free to
Nice.
take part, cousin.
Nice.
Feel free to take part in the challenge, cousin. For 2 months, man, we're all just gonna level this bad boy
So
up.
we're gonna do
And
this. We're all gonna once a week. We're gonna post our progress. We're gonna post our weight loss. We're gonna post our workouts. Anything. It doesn't matter. Just throw a video up. Tag the Conspiracy Farm, Pat Miletich, Michael J. Will, in any
J. Michael Will.
J.
Yeah,
Michael Will.
our Conspiracy Farm Facebook page, our Twitter page. I have a personal Twitter page, so does Pat. I have a personal Instagram page, so does Pat. Just anything you can tag us in. Everybody's goal is going to be different, but at the end of the day, the larger collective goal is to just
We're all gonna
everybody
get
level
better.
up.
We're all gonna get better.
Everybody's going to level up and get better. So posting your progress is a part of it. It's not in competition. We're not in competition with each other. We're in competition with ourselves and keeping ourselves accountable for this mission here
Right.
that we've set out for
Right.
ourselves.
So look,
I'm with it, dude.
all about
Gonna get these bad boys popping. I'm psyched,
Yeah,
dude.
it's good stuff, dude. It's good stuff. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this. We're gonna have millions of followers because of it, and we're gonna improve millions of lives, dude. That's all that counts.
Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. I mean, because that's really kind of what it's about, right? Isn't that we're all kind of striving just better quality of life,
Just
best life.
drop down to do 20. Just drop down to do 20 right now. Jeff, do 20
Me?
right now. Do 20.
All right.
I'll do
I'll be
20
back.
right now. I'm doing 20.
Boom! Hard to kill holiday challenge, son. Ooh.
That 20
In 2
push-ups was
months.
easy. Danny
Hell
Nab's
yeah,
at
dude. Hell yeah.
25. I like it. Danny Nab is a good man,
So
man.
we need to share this, ladies and gentlemen. We need to share this. We need to set up a hashtag HTK HTK Hard to Kill Holiday Challenge. I will be posting it on my Facebook page, and I'm sure Pat will too. So let's just make it spread. Again, that's really what this is about.
Yeah,
man.
we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun, buddy.
We are.
All right, listen.
I'm
I'm
psyched.
gonna let you go. I'm gonna go to bed because I haven't slept a whole lot in 3 days, and I'm gonna get
well,
some sleep.
We didn't get to your other news.
What's the other news?
You know, the fight stuff.
News I can't talk about.
Oh, I thought you said we could.
I don't think we can.
All right, next time, another time.
I'm doing a lot of women's self-defense and rape prevention classes here in Bettendorf at Summit Training Facility. Craig Wagner, who is an amazing guy, grew up wrestling with him from middle school through high school. He started the Summit Training Facility here in Iowa for all Iowa and Illinois Quad City wrestlers to use the facility for free. Great guy.
Nice. Nice.
But I'm going to do women's self-defense and rape prevention classes out of that. I'm going to do that once a month. First one is the end of September, 29th of September. We're going to do that, and we're going to build off of that. And look, man, I may end up back full-fledged teaching. I kind of miss it. I miss working with people. I miss working with kids. So I may end up doing that full-time, bro. I don't know.
You've trained a champion or two, so clearly you're good at it, my man.
And I have no interest in training fighters again. I had my fun.
Well, as far as your coaching ability,
I proved that I know what I can do. That I can do that. I can build a champion. But I think more than anything, I think I can be served or used as a tool to teach kids how to be confident, number one, how to take care of themselves and move forward in life. And look, I can teach women and business women, businessmen, or anybody else how to survive a violent attack. And I think that's my kind of my role right now.
Nice.
So I'll take that. I'll take that and enjoy it.
Well, whatever lane you find yourself in, champ, you will excel because you're just one of those cats, man. So
we're gonna have fun, buddy. We're gonna have fun and keep rolling with the conspiracy farm and keep growing this and having fun, buddy.
This is September the 11th week. So again, like I said, we had to reschedule Dr. Jerome Corsi for next Monday.
We got big shows coming.
We got Ryan Dawson Monday doing a little 9/11, doing a little Epstein, and having some other little interesting.
That's an informative show, man. That's an informative show.
Yeah.
All right,
We've got some other cool stuff in the works, but yeah, thank you guys. See you next time. As always, holla. Later, champ.
All right, buddy. Take care.
See ya.